My name is Martha Amuchu. I'm in my third year of Rice. It's changed from teaching just being a job to teaching being a calling. Yes, one of the highest callings anyone could ever have. Jesus himself was a teacher. So all teachers are called to model their lives after the greatest teacher we know, that's Christ. So for me, I think that's one of the biggest things that has changed for me. Yeah, the fact that the calling to be a teacher is an actual calling to follow Christ in his footsteps. Because when I came to Rice, I kind of already had an idea of it's God who called me to be a teacher. And the classical education curriculum is specifically demanding in its nature. And I had to always tune my mind back to the fact that I'm not doing this for me primarily. I am not the one who decided to be called to be a teacher. It was God who did so. And so that led me to continuously fall back on him, depend on him when things got tough. I reminded myself, when things got tough, I reminded myself that I was called to follow Christ as a teacher. I am called to be a light to whichever student I come across, and whatever decisions I make throughout my education, whether in school or out of school, are to be governed by God. And that hasn't been done perfectly, but I'm grateful for his grace, and that every time I fell short, I ran back to him. He was so faithful to kind of pick me up again, put me on the right path, and continue calling me to follow him. So that's been a very wonderful pleasure, yes. Right now, at least I know that my heart has been led more towards the small school in Mityana, yes. And I think it started, my view of where I actually wanted to go teach started changing sometime at the beginning of this year, where I realized that I wanted to become a missionary teacher and go places where teachers wouldn't normally want to go to. Yes, and so when I went to visit the school in Mityana, it was like deep in the village, and most teachers wouldn't want to go there, and yet the need is so big. And just hearing some of the students' life stories and seeing how my life story was like mirrored in their life stories, and how God, through very purposeful teachers, not professional teachers, but people, Christians who walked alongside me as a teacher should, were really instrumental in my spiritual growth and personal growth. I wanted to do that for other people elsewhere. And so when I saw that school and I saw those kids, it was God calling me to be someone like that to them, to receive a purposeful education like I did, yes, through people whom he spread throughout my life. Yeah, because before, actually, I had thought of going to South Sudan, because there's a missionary school in South Sudan that the missionaries who work for the Bible translation for the North Sudanese language, they're trying to develop a Bible for the Arabic speaking people in Sudan. And so the missionaries usually have a problem of how to educate their children. And so I thought that I would be someone who could help them as they do ministry elsewhere. I could be someone like that as well. But when I went to Mityana, I was like, oh, charity begins at home. Like, I can't go running off into other places, yet I know that right next to where I live, there is such great need. I come from a place where there are so many broken families. I come from one of those, and it's the same thing that I saw when I went to visit Mityana. Most of the children come from very disruptive and broken families like mine. And so in that way, we are very similar from where we come from. And I've just been blessed that the Lord has brought me this far. The Lord has brought me out of something, of some kind of ignorance, some kind of prison, and He has been very faithful to guide me up to where I am right now. And He's calling me to help those who come from places like I do, from experiences like I had